Hello, welcome to my radio and television station, and I'm Gautri. Here comes the local news. The 13th National Congress of the Party will take place from January 21st to February 2nd in Hanoi. The Congress is expected by the entire party, the whole army, and the whole people to continue to strongly implement the strengthening of construction, ratify party and political systems, implement the aspiration of developing the country, formally protect the farmland, maintain a peaceful and stable environment, and making Vietnam soon to become a developed country, socialist-oriented. One of the great results that our party has achieved in the last 5 years is the prevention of corruption. In addition, although the world economic situation is unpredictable during the term of the 12th Congress, our party has led the country to gain important achievements, which is the foundation and motivation for the country to continue integration and development. Mr. Nguyễn Hữu Quyền, a resident of Hoa An Ward, Biên Hòa City, said, during the 12th term, our party led the country in economic development with many achievements, especially in 2020, in the context of the COVID-19 epidemic was very complex, as well as natural disaster floods raging in the central region, but under the leadership of the party, it brought the country back to the stability. Moving forward to the 13th Congress, I expected that our party would also select talented people to elect key officials, bringing the country to continue to grow in all aspects. Achievements having gained in recent years are important premises for people to have the right to trust and expect this Congress to succeed with appropriate and rational decisions to develop the country more and more prosperous. The government office has just issued an official dispatch to convey the Prime Minister's opinions to ministries to consider and resolve the proposals of Vietnam Aviation Enterprises Association. The Prime Minister signed ministries of Transport, Finance, Planning and Investment, Health, Industry and Trade, and the State Bank to consider and resolve according to proposed commitment of the Association of Aviation Enterprises for Sustainable Development of Vietnam Aviation Industry. The immediate objective is to remove difficulties due to the impact of the COVID-19 epidemic. In our country, air transport activities have had to sacrifice their right to serve the policy of social distance, localize and stamp out epidemic, stop the transport of customers. The Ministry of Transport said that in the coming term, the ministry would continue to study and advise the government to issue policies to help the aviation industry recover. Dr. Đặng Thị Thanh Huyền, Deputy Head of the Office of National Immunization Program, said that about 1 million children from 1 to 5 years old in high-risk areas will be injected with measles rubella vaccine AMR in 2021 due to the limited concentration of people during the complex COVID-19 epidemic. Additional immunization activities in the first and second quarter of 2020 were postponed and took place later than planned. Up to now, the localities have basically completed the deployment and some localities are carrying out vaccinations. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on January 23rd said he expected to work with the new U.S. President Joe Biden to achieve common goals after the first phone call between the two countries' leaders. The British Prime Minister's spokesman said Mr. Johnson welcomed Mr. Biden's decision to bring the U.S. back into the Paris Agreement on climate change. The two British American leaders also reaffirmed their commitment to the North Atlantic Treaty, NATO military alliance based on a history of bilateral cooperation on security and defense. Earlier, Mr. Biden had talks with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Reuters reported that Republican Senator John Cornyn on January 23rd thought a second impeachment trial against the former President Donald Trump could lead to a prosecution of Democratic presidents. On Twitter page, Mr. Cotton wrote, "If impeachment trial former presidents is a good idea, then what will happen to Democratic president if Republicans win a majority in 2022? Think about this possibility and let's do the best for the country." Democrats currently have the narrow majority in the House and the Senate. In practice, however, the incumbent president party often loses seats in midterm elections, which takes place 2 years after the race for the White House. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and goodbye.